What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. Dave here with another video, and today is a day I've been waiting for a long time, since last year actually. It is time once again for our annual Susquehanna River fishing trip up in Pennsylvania. We go every single year. I'm about to leave right now and I am so excited. We get a chance to catch a bunch of different fish that we normally don't get to fish for here in Delaware, so it's a lot of fun. We fish these little creeks that come off of the Susquehanna, and there's big fish in there. There's a lot of different kinds of fish, like I said, that we don't get to catch locally. So it's gonna be a really fun trip, and if all goes according to plan and the weather holds off, we'll be fishing up there in just a matter of hours. So let me get on the road here, let's take this trip, and hopefully the Susquehanna produces for us yet again. Let's go. Here we go. This is the current situation. Got super clear water in this little creek. I know this place really well. Grew up fishing it every single summer. And the first hole that we can actually fish is gonna be right about here. So we're kind of gonna position the kayak in certain spots where we can just sit away from the current. And we got the MEP spinner tied on. We're gonna toss it around. And we got so many species, like I said in the intro, that we can catch today. So it's gonna be pretty exciting. Nobody's probably fished down here in a long time. I don't think a whole lot of people do. And we're gonna get into some untapped fishing right here. Should be a lot of smallmouth biting, creek chubs, just some really cool stuff out here that we normally don't get to catch back in Delaware. So got the whole place to myself tonight. Got this little kayak that I'm not used to, but we'll figure it out as we go. It's gonna be a fun night, man. It's gonna be real fun. This is some fishing that I absolutely look forward to every single year. Get to stay up here for a few days. Oh, I just got hammered twice on the second cast. There's so many fish in here, so many different kinds. And it's a really unique kind of fishing that I don't normally get to do, so it's very exciting. See if we can get whatever that fish was. He came off again. He's hammering it right over there. Come on, Meps. We're gonna get this thing. We're only in about like a foot of water right now, so gotta be stealthy as possible. Keep a low profile. Don't want to spook these fish. They spook pretty easily. But just casting this opposite shoreline should be pretty productive. Couple little smallies right there, dude. Oh, a bigger smallie too. Right here in this hole. They're always around this hole. That was like probably a 10-inch smallie, the biggest one was. There's two little guys that hit it first though. There it is. There's fish number one. Little tiny smallmouth. There we go. My first smallmouth of 2022. Complete dink, complete and total dink, but we got him on the MEPs, and it's like literally like a 3-inch fish, but I don't want to spook the spot, so I'm gonna paddle right over here, kind of get myself on, you know, a little bit of solid ground so we don't spook other fish over there. But that's our first fish right here off the Susquehanna River up in Pennsylvania. and it feels good to get one, even if it is a little tiny one. Let's get that meps right out of him. These things are super, super aggressive. They fight hard in the creeks. Like if you get one that's like 12 inches long, it's gonna fight like a 3 or 4 pound largemouth bass back home. But tiny, tiny little smallie. Super cool to get him though. And we are on the board, we're off and running. Can only go up from there too. Even like literally, even tiny fish like that fight hard in a creek. Like creek fish are just built different, man, especially up here off the Susquehanna. I think our best strategy right now is to sit kind of on this right side of the creek and just cast across to the left side. That left side always seems to produce way better than if you're doing the opposite and casting to the right side. I don't know why that is. A lot of places are like that for whatever reason, but it seems to always be much better of a strategy just to cast from here to there. Getting a lot of junk on my lure though right now. Did just rain on our way up here, so could have something to do with it. Just mixing everything up. That's something else. Different species here, I think. Yeah, got ourselves a little itty bitty green sunfish. Definitely another hard fighter for their tiny little size, but it's our second species. Really cool looking colors on them too. Big belly for such a little fish. Species number 2, knocked out right there. Sweet. Coming right off the rocks over there. Just casting as close as I can, letting it sit, letting it sink a little bit, and just a slow, steady retrieve. Always seem to catch a couple of those green sunfish. I'm seeing like better quality fish around too. Like I've got some decent follows and stuff. It's tough for you guys to see that on the camera, but much easier in real life for me to see. But there's some solid smallies I've seen swimming around and following my lure, at least showing some interest. So it's only a matter of time before we get on some much bigger fish, I think. One of the coolest parts about fishing a creek like this is the water is clear, right? So you can see a lot of stuff, but sometimes the fish will just come out absolutely nowhere. Like you could be looking in an area and it looks like there's no fish, then they just pop up and just slam your lure and you never even saw them until like the last second. The way they can hide and stuff along the rocks is just pretty impressive. That's something right there, right out in the middle. I don't know what we got here. Ooh, it's a little bit of a bigger green sunfish. Definitely absolutely choked that. Got all of the trebles down in his mouth, but this guy looks super cool. He's got those blue flakes right on the side of his cheeks, which I'll show off to you guys right there. These fish in this creek just eat really, really, really extremely well. Always got a lot of fat bellies on them. Every fish you catch is pretty well fed. Might be a green sunfish kind of a year up here. You know, every year it seems like a different kind of fish species like takes over and you catch more of them than anything else. You catch a lot of them. Last year it was smallmouth. This year we've got 3 fish already and 2 have been greenies. That's something else right there. What is that? It's a little bluegill. Little female bluegill, barely just hanging on by a thread right there, and it got off pretty easily. But check off another species. A pretty little bluegill. Hit it right at the boat too, and by hit it I mean just barely got on the hook. Seems like we're in a pretty good hole right now though.
Fish on, guys. We got something. We had something. He's still, oh my, are you kidding me? Wow. Well, I guess this is what happens when you're up here in these creeks. You never know. About a 2-inch little smallmouth bass right there. Actually hit the lure. All right, guys, there he is. Smallest smallie I've ever caught. Pretty cool. There's one. Feels a little bit bigger, maybe. Oh, look at that. Super cool. Got a nice green sunfish. Green sunfish are actually one of my favorite looking fish. They're really cool. For their size, they're really heavy, got awesome colors, and just a really cool overall fish. They are invasive and they do grow really fast, but they're really cool fish to catch, especially out here in the creeks. Go ahead and let this guy go. See ya.
Look at that. What is that? Oh, there's a smallie. Quick and easy release. Look, I was fighting too. It's tough to see him like in the glare over here, but once I brought him on the side, you could see him that clear water. That's a fish. Definitely our best fish of the day too, whatever it is. It's fighting really good. See what we got here. Oh, definitely a species I have not caught in a long time. That's a cool one right there. It's a white sucker. These things are like related to carp, I think. They look pretty crazy. They're really slimy and they got some pretty cool colors on them too. I'll try to show them off to you guys in some better lighting once I get them off here. Oh, super slimy. All right, you guys should be able to see that really good. Look at the scales on that thing. Just super, super cool, like silver and gold kinda. Really shiny, cool looking fish. I've only caught a few of these in my life, and I think they've all come out of this creek, but we'll let them go. Hard fighting fish, and like I said, they're related to carp, so you guys know if you go carp fishing just how hard they fight. I kind of look at these things, these little white suckers, as like a combo between a carp, like a mini carp, and a trout. That's like how they fight. And like a smallie too, because you know these creek fish, they all seem to act like smallies. They fight real hard. That was a cool fish to catch. Also puts us up to 4 species on the night too, so that's really cool. See how maybe we can end the night. Oh jeez. Another one. Another one. What are you? That's a smallie. Like I said, tough to see in this glare. But it's our, I think that's our biggest smallie of the night. It's hooked in the eye, but we got him off. Little chunky guy. See you later, bud.